and fouls on the defense when there is that, ball sent to the post. You want to make sure that defender is not nudging him with the knee or holding on to him with his arms, because any 2 points of contact is going to be a foul every time. So whether it's a knee or an arm, 2 arms, let's make sure we get those fouls, because just because someone's smaller than somebody doesn't mean that they're allowed to push them. They still have to play fair defense. So we remember from upstairs on the slides, our areas range from half the lane. Now, it doesn't mean you can never call anything over there, but we want to let the center get the first shot at it. But if you see a foul, obviously call it. But we're going to split the lane in half with the center, go up to about the free throw line, and we have no responsibility at the 3-point shot. So if a guy does take a 3 where Matt's standing right here, we got to let our trail take care of that. That's not us. So don't worry about marking it or anything like that. Your main priority is the people in the lane on any sort of rebound. Question? No, you're just doing a 3, practicing your mechanic? All right, cool. So you'll learn this with all your positions, but every spot on the court has their lines on the court. So as lead, you have this baseline right here. So anything that goes out of bounds on this baseline, that's gonna be whistle, hand, and then direction we're going. And then it's your responsibility to inbound the ball. Now, Andy talked earlier about balancing the floor. So if we have the ball go out of bounds on that side of the floor, you'll whistle, it's gonna be staying over here. We'll just walk over here, and we'll inbound the ball on this side of the floor. And we'll just be a lead on this side of the court this time. And then everyone else will move too.
Something important about lead guys is that if you're here, if you're standing close to the baseline, you can only see what's right in front of you. Your point of view is this, very basic. If you take multiple steps back and you play your lead position from back here, that opens your lane of vision. You can see a lot more that's on the court. You don't really have that access with center and trail because we're pretty limited in space. So if you are lead, you're going to want to play from back here.
And that, I said that when I first came in too, and another reason that's so important is because I'm looking around and not many of us are that tall. So most of the people playing down here are going to be a lot taller than us. So if you're standing right up on the baseline and there's 2 guys pushing 6 feet standing right here, and all of a sudden you have someone drive to the basket and you're standing where Drew is right on the baseline, you got to move back so you're going to be able to see around these guys, or move over to one of the sides to make sure you can see if there's a foul there or not, because you're not going to be able to see through guys that are 6 foot. So don't think that you're glued to any one spot right here. Now, what you don't want to be is like running all over the place like this, like doing footwork drills and stuff like that. You kind of want to pick a spot and kind of stay there, but definitely you have to be able to move and officiate with the play that's going on the court. Let's see. So if you're going to call a foul down here at lead, you'll go ahead, call your foul, and definitely let your partners know, like Andy said upstairs, what's going to be going on. So if we call the foul, don't just get too excited and sprint to the table right away. If it's going to be 2 shots, let's let the trail official know, hey, we got 2 shots. Or if it's going to be a spot on the baseline, hey, we're going to have a spot on the baseline as you guys pass one another so we can get the game moving quick. So call the foul, let the other official know what's going on, then go ahead to the table and report what you have. And like Andy said, no rush doing that. Clock's running the whole game anyways. Let's make sure that we get the color and number right so the person in the box isn't confused. So for foul shots as lead, we always want to be on back out to the table side. So like if it's 2 shots, you'll go in, you'll want to be about on this line right here, 2 shots, bouncing the ball, and when you back out, back to the side of the table, which is the score box because there's not an actual table. So back out to the side of the score box. All right, don't go to that side, go to this side.
If you're lead and the ball's being passed around and you have to change your position, you don't necessarily have to run over there. You can definitely observe the whole play and still, be assertive. You don't have to sprint over to a new spot, because every time you move as lead, you're changing the positions of your of the other 2 referees as well. So if you're running back and forth a lot and changing your position, that's going to cause confusion between the other two as well.
Yeah, and going off of rotating and things like that, it's completely okay. Hey, you have a matchup, there's nothing right in front of you right here, and you have a matchup in the block on that side of the court. You start moving over, all of a sudden, three-pointer gets shot from right over there. It's completely okay to just back out and make sure the floor stays balanced. Don't, you definitely want, when you start going, want to commit to rotating, but if your other officials don't see it, you don't just want to keep running over, and then when you get down on that side of the court, you guys are all out of position. So it's okay to back out of rotation if you need to, because as a team, we need to make sure that we have all three areas covered on the court.
Another something else that Andy talked about when we were upstairs that's important is if there's post play going on here, and maybe the ball is up there, or maybe even over here, but you have a matchup that you think a foul call could be made right here, then you can stay right here and pay attention to your matchup still being involved in the game, but knowing that you might have a foul to call right here.
All right. So press coverage. I'll say this for center too. Whenever there is any pressing, we want to have the center also helping the lead out. But so let's say we're lead inbounding the ball and we're going that way, and the defense is pressing. All right. So inbound the ball and don't leave off this baseline until the ball's passed in. You don't want to give them the ball, start making your way up the court, then all of a sudden if the team's pressing and the ball gets stolen over there and knocked out, and since you're not on this line, you can't see who it's out on. So stay on this line, and you want to just move up with the play. Don't let them get behind you. Don't let them get too far ahead of you. Just kind of stay in line with the play. Now, don't get straight lined. If you have to move back a little bit, that's fine. And also feel free to move onto the court. If there's very competitive play, a press play going on right here, it's just one guard dribbling up court and another defender guarding him, and your lead over there where Zyrus is, feel free to move closer so you can get a closer look at the play, because there's no reason the center needs to be helping out on press coverage like that. So you're going to need to take care of that yourself, so feel free to move on to the court to get a better look at stuff like that. Show how. All right, so what we're going to go over, last thing we'll go over is how you switch if someone else calls a foul. You're always going to switch, or the person at the table side is always going to be switching. So like if you're a lead right here and the center calls a foul over there, if it's a shooting foul, then all you do is go get the ball and administer the free throws, and then we'll back out to this side because we want to be on table side. And if it's a spot foul on the sideline, we want to keep the floor balanced, two people on the strong side of the floor. So center will bump on up to trail over there, inbound the ball, and you'll just come over here. All right. So, just keep in mind, stay on the strong side of the court. If you're administering the free throws, it's one of the easiest things to forget when you first start officiating. You go up, bounce the ball for those shots, and all of a sudden you forget which side you have to go to. So always remember table side. It'll keep everything balanced, and yeah, post play, big thing at lead, and rebounding fouls. Any questions? No? Cool. Center.